Have you ever wondered why, just when you most need to prove your strength as a man, your body seems to betray you? Why, without warning, that power that made you feel invincible begins to fade away as if someone had flipped a switch inside you? Today, I want you to imagine something uncomfortable, something you might not even dare to admit to yourself. Waking up one ordinary morning and discovering that your desire, your virility, your masculine fire has been reduced to a mere memory. Maybe it's already happening to you. Maybe every time you look in the mirror, you feel a pang of fear as you realize that something inside you is dying silently. And I'm not just talking about your sexual energy, but that silent confidence that accompanied you and now wobbles like a house of cards. Why does this happen? Why does your body seem to age prematurely while your mind clings to the image of who you once were? It's no coincidence, it's not just fate, and it's not a divine punishment. It's something much more concrete and disturbing. A silent enemy that infiltrates your breakfast every morning and is sabotaging your testosterone and vitality without you noticing. As you listen to my words, your mind tries to comfort you. It's normal, it happens to all men. But I'm here to dismantle that lie. Because no, it's not normal for virility to fade like a candle burning out. It's not inevitable that your desire and strength dissolve over the years. There is something you can do to reverse this process. Something so simple that it will seem unsettling. Change what you eat for breakfast every day. Maybe it sounds absurd to think that a simple plate of food can determine whether you feel like a fulfilled man or a shadow of who you used to be, but science is relentless. And today I'm going to show you this with the rawness this topic deserves. I want you to take a deep breath and pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you can shake your most deeply rooted beliefs. From this moment on, your concept of breakfast will never be the same again. And if you decide to ignore this information, you should know that every day you will keep feeding that deterioration you fear so much. Maybe you think I'm exaggerating, but tell me, how many times have you gotten up with a heavy body, a foggy mind, and that feeling that your manhood is being consumed without remedy? How many times have you blamed stress, age, or your circumstances without asking yourself what role the foods you put on your plate the moment you open your eyes play? Let me say it clearly. There are breakfasts that kill your virility, and there are others that bring it back to life. And if you don't know how to distinguish them, you'll remain trapped in that spiral of fatigue, insecurity, and sexual apathy that is slowly stealing your life away. I want you to imagine a scene that could seem like a nightmare, but is actually the fate of many men who refuse to face the truth head-on. Imagine that, in a few years, you find yourself in a specialist's office, with a lost look, hearing a diagnosis that feels like a blow. Your hormone production has collapsed, your blood circulation has deteriorated, and your sexual potency is on the verge of extinction. Now, I want you to visualize that this future is not inevitable, that you still have room to change it, but only if you decide to act now. And to act, you don't need miracle pills or expensive treatments. You need to know which foods, combined precisely, can become the lifesaver that rescues your manhood from shipwreck. Foods you can have in your kitchen today, waiting for you to decide to use them as your allies, and not just as decoration on your pantry shelf. Today I'm going to reveal how a strategically designed breakfast can transform your energy, your confidence, and your desire in just a few weeks. I'm not talking about empty theories or baseless promises. I'm talking about scientific evidence, clinical studies that prove men who include certain nutrients in their first meal of the day not only regain their vitality, but prolong their sexual potency to ages many believe impossible. But before revealing the secrets of this breakfast, I want you to feel clearly what's at stake. It's not just your sexual satisfaction. It's your cardiovascular health, your hormonal balance, your mood, your self-esteem, your way of relating to yourself and others. Because virility is not a superficial whim, It's the reflection of a strong, balanced organism determined to live fully. Today, I want you to feel the urgency to take control. I want you to question if you are willing to keep feeding decay, or if you will get up with the determination to recover your masculine strength. The decision starts in your mind but materializes on your plate. Stay with me until the end, because in the next few minutes, I will share information so powerful it might make you uncomfortable, information many doctors prefer to keep quiet so as not to disturb sleepy consciences. But I didn't come here to stroke your ego or soften the truth. I came to help you wake up, even if it's with a jolt, so you never again feel your manhood slipping through your fingers. If you are ready to face what no one dares to tell you, if you are ready to discover how a breakfast can become the antidote to the decline of your virility, come with me. Because today we are going to dismantle myths, break silences, and ignite that flame that should never have gone out. I want you, as you keep listening to my voice, to ask yourself a question that very few men have the courage to honestly formulate. What role does your digestive system play in that silent loss of virility that torments you so much? Because maybe no one has explained it clearly, but the connection between your gut and your sex hormones is much deeper than you imagine. And if you've ever felt that despite eating supposedly healthy foods, your energy remains low and your desire fades like a spark without oxygen, this might be the missing link you need to understand. What happens in your gut every morning is a process as delicate as it is decisive. Imagine your digestive system as a laboratory that synthesizes and regulates substances that determine your vitality. Every time you eat an inflammatory breakfast, full of hidden sugars, processed oils, and refined grains, you are sending an alarm signal to your body. A signal that triggers silent inflammation, blocks the proper absorption of essential nutrients, and disrupts your microbiota. That microscopic ecosystem that, believe it or not, is responsible for producing and modulating much of your neurotransmitters and hormones. Did you know that over 70% of your immune system is housed in your gut, and that intestinal imbalances are closely linked to the drop in your testosterone, chronic fatigue, and that feeling of sluggishness that accompanies you even when you sleep well? Think about it for a moment. If your gut is inflamed, your body is in a constant state of alarm. And a body on alert is a body that blocks testosterone production, because biologically it interprets that the priority is not reproduction or sexual energy, but survival. That's why today I want to take you one step further. It's no longer enough to know which foods can boost your virility. You also need to understand which habits and choices sabotage your digestion every morning and how you can strategically reverse that damage. Because a breakfast that doesn't care for your intestinal health is actually a breakfast that silently pushes you towards sexual decline. I want you to imagine the difference between a gut that works like Swiss clockwork and one that is inflamed, congested, and full of toxins. In the first case, every nutrient you consume is precisely assimilated, transforming into raw material to produce testosterone and neurotransmitters like dopamine, which feed your desire and confidence. In the second case, even the healthiest food becomes a trigger for inflammation that drains your energy and deactivates your manhood from within. Here's where a concept many underestimate comes in: intestinal health as the secret engine of your male potency. And no, it's not a new idea or a passing fad. It's clinical data that proves men with healthy guts maintain optimal hormone levels longer, have fewer problems with erectile dysfunction, and enjoy a more stable sexual desire, even as they age. Maybe now you begin to understand why so many men feel stuck, frustrated, and resigned. Because no one has taught them that, as long as they keep eating foods that inflame their gut, their hormonal recovery will be a mirage. That's why it's so important that from today you become a man aware of what happens in your digestive system from the very moment you decide what to put on your plate. Have you ever stopped to think why your belly swells after breakfast? Why sometimes you feel heaviness, gas, or slow digestion that leaves you without energy? These signs are not anecdotal. They are warnings that your digestive system is overwhelmed, and as long as you don't fix it, your testosterone will keep plummeting day after day. Now, I want to reveal something that can change your way of looking at breakfast forever. Probiotics and prebiotics are two essential tools to transform your microbiota, and with it, your ability to produce sex hormones. Foods rich in natural probiotics, like unsweetened kefir, artisanal sauerkraut, or high-quality Greek yogurt, can repopulate your gut with beneficial bacteria that enhance the absorption of zinc and magnesium, two key minerals for your virility. Prebiotics, on the other hand, act as fertilizer that feeds those good bacteria. You can find them in simple foods like artichokes, asparagus, or whole oats. If you start incorporating these ingredients into your breakfast, you will be doing something much deeper than adding nutrients. You will be creating an internal environment that favors natural testosterone production and reduces cortisol levels, that stress hormone that shuts down your sexual desire as if someone flipped a switch. Now, I want you to reflect on an image that may seem extreme, but is real. An inflamed gut acts like a poison that slowly seeps throughout your body, shutting down your energy, undermining your confidence, and turning your sex life into a blurry memory. Do you really want to resign yourself to live like this when the solution is within your reach? That's why, while you're still here with me, I want you to feel that mix of discomfort and determination that pushes you to act. Because a man who understands the power of his digestive health never looks at himself in the mirror with the same resignation again. A man who decides to repair his gut with every breakfast is taking a firm step toward recovering his virility and freedom. And if right now you're thinking it's too late, that your age or your circumstances are an insurmountable obstacle, I want to remind you of something. Your body has an amazing capacity for regeneration. Every cell in your gut is constantly renewing itself. Every day is a new opportunity to rebuild your health from within. You only need decision and knowledge. If you have come this far, you have already proven that you are no ordinary man. You are a man willing to face his reality with courage. And that, believe me, is the beginning of a change that goes far beyond breakfast. It is the gateway to a new life, where your virility is not a biological accident, but a conscious choice that is nourished every morning. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes we will delve even deeper into this process. I will teach you concrete strategies to repair your digestion, boost your testosterone, and shield your vitality without resorting to artificial solutions that only mask the problem. Today you are here to wake up, even if it's with a jolt, and discover that your manhood can shine again with a strength you thought lost. If everything I've told you today has made you reflect, if you've felt that urge and the need to recover your virility naturally and definitively, I want to ask you something very simple but powerful. Subscribe to this channel right now. Here you will not find half-truths or comfortable messages designed only to make you feel good for a while. Here you will receive direct information, without taboos, based on science and clinical experience, so you can take real control of your male health. And I also want to invite you to leave a comment down below telling me which part of everything I've explained today impacted you the most. Did you know your gut influences your sexual desire so much? Had you ever considered that a simple breakfast can make the difference between living resigned or feeling like a fulfilled man again? I want to read you. I want to know your story and your doubts, because this space is for men who, like you, dare to face what others prefer to keep silent. Subscribe, activate the notification bell, and share this video with someone who also needs to hear this uncomfortable truth. Because together, we will prove that virility is not lost with age. It is lost with ignorance and resignation. And here we are determined to recover the strength that should never have disappeared.